Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Um, Fantastic information and concerns and advice. So I'm also very pleased to be attending your group, Urban Design Group's event in the backdrop of COP26. I'm an architect. Uniquely, I worked in the public sector with local authorities and infrastructure client London Underground, as well as the private sector. And the capacity building has always been a huge focus in my career. But today I'm representing the steering group of RIBA client advisors. We are also a contributor to the climate framework since 2020. So really pleased to bring more disciplines into the focus of making use of this platform. So just in terms of the introduction of a sustainability briefing tool that RIBA Client Advisor has created, and I'm delighted to share with you the initial the structure and the initial format of the toolkit. So following our contribution to the climate framework, we felt it is very important to bring the proactive conversation with our client in the capacity of client advisors. And a very well structured toolkit to support this dialogue, focusing on contextualizing the climate emergency issues to the project environment, but also bring all topics into a holistic approach. Obviously, carbon and energy use has been such urgent and important initiatives that really sort of focus our mind and the huge focus of this COP26 event. But others, such as biodiversities, green travels, the use of waters, etc., they ought to be in the conversation early on. So the toolkit really try to achieve that, bring the conversations to the front. I'm trying to see if I can share the screen. So while we're doing that, so who are RIBA Client Advisor? Just a little bit about us. So we are a specialist registered group of just over 100 members. So we are independent and we provide strategic advice to all our clients. Obviously, we work collaboratively with the design team, the architects, and whoever who advise clients early on. We collectively add values financially, environmentally, and socially. So during the past week and now, the urgency and the importance of taking actions has been called out repeatedly. Instill net zero carbon value now. I think a very, very good summary of the spirit of our conversations. And this is just taken out from Lattice Client Guide for Net Zero Carbon Buildings. It's yet another publications, just came out in August, I think, this year. So in complementing with the Lattice Client Guides for Net Zero Building, and also the RIBA's Building in Use publication also just came out early September. We created the sustainable briefing tools, which I will share with you. We'll just go to the next slide. So just in terms of the briefing, the word briefing, you would all be familiar with the publication by Kay back in the 2007 or 6. It's called Creating Excellent Buildings, a Design Guide for Clients, which covers the ways in which the process of briefing from design to management of commissioning a building project in order to capture the vision's value, aspiration for the success of achieving quality buildings. So sustainability briefing is just as important, and it needs to be sort of brought to the front. Sustainability outcome is a key part of the strategic briefing. It sets out the client's expectation for the overall sustainability goals, including carbon reduction targets. The briefing should set measurable targets with clear definition specifically for the project, and must be supported by research on relevant legislations, industry's practice, and benchmark data, hugely importantly, including the post-occupancy evaluation that we are very proactively gathering, and hopefully it gets richer and richer, and we are able to rely on it more so. So this exercise, it provides the missing front end to the overall procurement process as identified by the Construction Leadership Council's construction playbook. So it's hugely important in terms of the beginning of it. And many publications have now utilized the RIBA plan of work to support the key objectives and key actions that all players can contribute in a sort of logical manners. And our toolkit also illustrate its purpose and objectives using and describing, illustrating art methodologies holistically along the timeline in a logical manners. The 6 focuses that climate framework has been structured upon. We have in the toolkit, we have separated 2 very huge topics: the human factor. We have separated the well-being, health and well-being, and the social values for the community. So we have separated those into 2 areas. We also separated energy and carbon as 2 distinct parts. So we're able to talk about embodied energies and the operational energies with clients specifically, and separately in terms of building in use, energy in use as well. So of the toolkit, we actually have 8 sections, and we bring them together in such a way that the conversation can happen early in a holistic manners, and they are not in any way hierarchical. The client is able to communicate their priority in any of the 8 sections, early on, without the priority being hidden behind, the conversation that otherwise may happen, either by legislations or focuses by other requirements, such as planning challenges, for instance. So this document, we hope will be published in a month or so. It's currently undertaking final review by industry's experts. So I must again emphasize the collaborative working and the value of it. The work so far are all done by client advisors voluntarily, but also hugely appreciating the industry experts are offering their expertise and time to carry out final review as well. So it is wonderful, energetic to be able to participate with so many generous professionals. And I already talked about the aims of this toolkit. But very much, I just want to say again, it's not a guide. We signpost to all the existing references and documents, data benchmarking data already in existence internationally as well as within UK. So this is really a toolkit for any advisory capacity, any professionals who undertakes at early stage of the project. So it can be shared with anyone who is interested in using. And the structure of the toolkit is in two parts. The workbook, which is a template document with pre-populated priorities and conversational prompts for each of the 8 sections. And the handbook is really a referencing document where knowledge and resources are signposted for the practitioner who would like to undertake the conversation with client by using the workbook. So those are the two structures, and as I said, the workbooks led by the project objectives, so that the practitioner should populate that as one get familiar with the context of the project and the client's priorities, and that will act as a memoir to support the conversations. And then the second part is the project strategies, and that is the place where the strategic briefing will be eventually documented from. So there are notes, bullet points, or actions to be followed up, and that will inform the work up later on. And as I already said, the handbook is resources and signpost knowledge to referencing, and they will look like worksheets. They are in table format, and they are dynamic to be able to be tailored to suit the project context. And once you look at the document, you will see how it's structured. So the methodology is sort of leading on by emphasizing the essentials, and then examples of matrices and methodologies and any essential notes would already be prepared for each of the 8 subjects. And the principles and proposed strategies, again, and notes are where spaces are provided for progressively in reaching the content of the briefing. So I'm just quickly going through the one of the sections, the health and well-being, for instance, because it's one of.
Can I ask you to just come to a closure fairly?
Yes, yes. It's the last few slides. So as I said, the health and well-being, because it's a less tangible aspects of the sustainability, is much harder to draw tangible case studies and how the methods of approaching the conversation in the context of the project may be. So I can obviously share the slides, and you are able to read it at leisure. We supported by making definitions and draw international knowledge and specific approaches into the workbook. And so practitioner can make use and maybe select the most appropriate methods to be undertaken for the project. And likewise, the advisory bodies, the authorities supporting that particular subjects are also listed in the handbook. So just repeat what I already said. It's a accessible document for all, and it will be published on our RIBA website, hopefully within the 4 to 6 weeks window. Thank you very much.